Hi, everybody. This is Tom with Culture Chap. So, today I wanted to talk to you about dyslexic actors learning lines. It can be a real problem for some people. Now, the situation I'm going to describe to you, you may think is extreme, but when you're having problems learning lines when you're dyslexic, all these scenarios feel extreme. So, and I will admit the mistakes after after we get into it a little bit. So, dyslexic actor doing very well with the conversation on stage, poppity pop pop pop. Those lines were perfect, very good, learning the blocking, was going really well. But the character had they had about three different monologues that were sort of rambling, driving off the road as far as the subject went, kind of not tirades, more like complaining, mumbling, like, oh, why isn't life different? That kind of thing. And they didn't really have a through line as far as what the character was getting at. Now, this person is a great actor, but this was a new type of monologue for him. Now, it just wasn't gelling. And a lot of people are like, oh, just record it. Record it, it'll be fine, listen to it, which was done. But just recording it didn't do the job. So going on to a couple of different websites and hoping to pursue other dyslexic actors about what they did proved to be a little difficult trying to find them. That's okay. We just seem to hit the wrong sites. So there's a Facebook group about theater, and a lot of them said the same thing. Just record it. It's fine. Just write it out. Just type it out. Again, dyslexia. You don't know exactly what type of dyslexia this man is suffering from. Now, there's just different levels of things or different styles, what works for one person. So we kind of took in all the advice and threw everything at him. What we had come to find was that the actor, who was a Scot, who was in Scotland, was listening to a recording that someone had made for him in an American accent. As you know, I'm a dual citizen, so I direct in multiple countries. So I'm an American citizen who has Irish passport, which means I can direct in the UK and I can direct in the EU because Ireland is one of those countries that blah blah. It's a whole other thing. Um, so the recording was done in my accent, which is a San Francisco accent, and done in monotone. I wasn't making any acting choices for this actor. And he was listening to it on the commute from Glasgow to Edinburgh, which is about 40 minutes, 45 minutes maybe. And while listening, it just wasn't making sense. Now, we thought it was the style of monologue, these ramblings, never come to a point type of monologues. But what we came to find out, which worked for other dyslexics, was there were certain apps they favored, the dyslexics. And one is Line Learner, and the other is Script Rehearser. All right? So they favored those apps for whatever qualities they gave. Again, there's no one right answer for this problem. They also said, is the actor doing it with movement? Are they washing the dishes, dancing, walking home, that kind of thing? Because that matters. Muscle memory matters. And we just hadn't gotten to the point where we were blocking, but he was just sort of standing and the blocking wasn't happening. Now, the style of the ranting, rambling monologues didn't require extensive blocking. So, in the end, we just said, do whatever blocking you feel like doing. I know that feels like another decision for you, but this learning the lines is more important. We don't actually need you to do anything. So, but maybe you can add in where you're going to associate that with whatever line, whatever prop you're picking up, you can associate with that line, and it will go better. Go better. Other people suggested to type it out, write it out. Didn't work for this actor. Still good suggestions for other types of actors. So uh, the big discovery was Dyslexy Font. You'll see it here. A great website that you can download a font, specifically made for dyslexics and the dyslexic community, and it works very well. It works well for advertising, it works well for the dyslexic community, and we reprinted in larger font. Also, another dyslexic said, sometimes depending on what kind of dyslexia you have, depending on your testing, we said, did you get tested? He's like, initially, but nothing extensive. The extensive testing has proven that some dyslexics learn better on different colors of paper. It's something about the larger font, the dyslexic font, and a slightly different color of paper. And the majority of dyslexics, light pink paper works for them. Why this is, don't know. Don't know. But the larger font, the better font, much better. The script had been printed out in an Arial font, a skinny Arial in 12 point. That's really small. It's really small. And the skinny font has this linear quality that you can see how the letters might come together, which is not what he was saying. But the more we stared at it, we're like, I can see if we're looking at it from afar, it's a little too much. Plus the style of the monologues was a little too much. There's no story, there's no through line. It's just complaining. We also told him, besides the blocking, in the new pages, just do your blocking with the pages in your hand until you get this down. I know you're supposed to be off book earlier than this, and you are for the rest of the play, and that's going well. But for this, keep the pages in your hand as long as you want. We're not open yet. So in that sense, that's okay, being on book. And as you just discover the blocking, you start associating whatever line with whatever area you're going to and whatever prop you're picking up. Just be random. The style of these monologues is not linear. If you forget a part and rearrange it because your brain wants to rearrange that little statement, that's okay too. Knowing full well this actor was too good to actually let that happen. Okay? But with the pressure taken off of him to be perfect from the get-go and to have complex blocking, which we had never quite planned, but the character had complex blocking otherwise, so of course he thought maybe these monologues as well. We took all that pressure off of him and said, it's fine to do this while commuting, but if you're commuting on the train, you're reading and you're not saying it aloud. You're not repeating the lines at the same volume as you would on stage, projecting in the subway car. He's not doing that. These need to be read aloud, all right? And we had a Scots person re-record it in their voice, and we chose a male who sounded a lot like the actor that had the part himself. We didn't just have like a production assistant who was female, read the lines out, who had another Scots accent from a different area. We got the same Glaswegian accent that the actor has himself. And we got a guy that sounded a little like him timbre-wise, and he read them in monotone because the person reading it is not making the acting choices. He's just getting the words out. And the actor is making his own acting choices. Unbelievable results. Very fast results. A really quick turnaround. Now, is this the answer to all dyslexics? No. But it's worth sharing with other people in the same sense of like diabetics do. All diabetics don't have the exact same formula. It's radically different for every diabetic. What works for someone doesn't work for the other one. That's a fact. So, but giving the dyslexic people, this works for us, maybe it'll work for you. Here's another alternative. If that doesn't work, try this. Here are these levels to go in sort of a pattern of try this first, this is the easiest, try this second, that's the easiest. See what works for you and to somehow take the pressure off, okay? Now, luckily, the actor admitted to me that they were dyslexic from the get-go, which was nice. But as I understand it, depending on what country you are in, this is a source of shame for people, and they don't tell people. They don't tell the directors. Or, it's becoming an older actor who doesn't tell you their body limits. Oh, I can't run up and down the stairs like you want me to because I have a fake knee. I have a steel knee now. Oh, okay, we didn't know that. Unless you give the information to the director saying, I don't foresee this as a problem, I have my own methods, but just in case it comes up, I would like help with this. It doesn't make you, the actor, helpless or being a diva or any of those other thoughts that are coming into your head. Also, if you're the director, producer, whoever you are, or the other actors, this is not a source of gossip. Or you think, well, I'm not gossiping, I'm just relaying information that this guy has this problem. No, take that out of your head. This is no one's business but your own. The actor with that issue can share with whoever he wants. It's not something to put in your advertisements. I've seen that. Bad. They put it in their promotional material. Dyslexic actor. Look how great they're doing. Don't do that. It's not worth sharing among the cast, among this, because people don't know much about it. And since it is one of those things that has different variables, just you looking up what dyslexia is on Google doesn't mean you know what's going on with this particular person. Be helpful, let them find their own path, help them with the tools, and let it be what it is. And you can get amazing results. The funny thing is, there's lots of people in the theater and the opera and the ballet that are dyslexic. To what degree, I don't know. Sometimes we just invert words. Sometimes we put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. Did you catch that? Sometimes when you see a foreign word, you mispronounce it or misconstrue it. And that's your style of a little hint of dyslexia. It's all different for everyone. I venture to say, nobody in theater, except for the stage manager and the lighting techs, can do math. We just don't have that gene widespread among our community. You're one of those people? Yeah, I am. Oh, the bill's coming. How do we figure out the tip? Where's the stage manager? They know math. Yeah. All right. Please look at these apps. These were just the apps and the website that were the top hits for people with dyslexia from them themselves. And I hope they work for you. There's a lot of apps out there. Maybe these apps won't work for you. This dyslexiafont.com, this is very successful for so many people. Look it up and see if it works for you. I hope it does. All right. Thank you so much. Please subscribe. I need subscribers. I'm getting a lot of views, which is great. Thank you. I need more subscribers. All right. Thanks. We'll talk again. Bye.